Marcus, and welcome to our next art activity. Today we are going to be painting Blue Dog. In the previous video, I showed you how to draw Blue Dog using colored pencils. So if you don't have any paint at home, you can get out your pencils. You could use marker or crayon for this as well. So check out that other video on how to color and draw Blue Dog. This video is going to be about painting Blue Dog. So again, on that last video, it shows you how to draw Blue Dog. So you might want to watch at least the first part of that so you can get all the different shapes that make up Blue Dog's head and body. So today I'm going to be painting him using blue. But Blue Dog does not always have to be blue. He can be red, he can be yellow, he can be green, purple, whatever color you want. But I want you to just pick one color from our color wheel. Because I'm also going to be using my black and my white to help me to make some tints and some shades for Blue Dog. A tint is the lighter version of our color. So when I take my white, and I can kind of take it and scoop it over here onto the other part of my palette. Now this is just a piece of palette paper. You could use wax paper, you can use a magazine paper, something that's a little bit shinier so the paint's not going to stick to it. I'm just going to take a little bit of blue and I'm going to start to mix it together. Look at that, it makes it lighter. So that is my tint. Now, as I take my tint, I'm going to start to fill in some parts of Blue Dog that are going to be in the lighter areas. So like the top of his ears, because these are parts where the sun is going to touch his ears a little bit more because they're closer to the top of his head. So tints are the lighter version. Now, I might just fill this in a couple of other places as well. And I don't have to fill him all in with this tint, perhaps just on one side of his body. It could be either side, because this is where my sunlight is going to be coming from. It's coming from the right. So we're going to just kind of fill him in. This value is going to create depth in our picture. It's going to kind of create this sense that Blue Dog is not a flat two-dimensional dog, but he's more of a three-dimensional dog, like a real dog. So it gives him some realism. All right, now I'm going to start, let's make this a little bit darker. So if I take a little bit more blue and mix it in with what I've already have here, just a new tint. So as I start to, it's still not my regular blue color. This just starts to get slightly darker now. Maybe this is going to be good for this leg. On this side, and maybe starting to go around his mouth. Now parts of Blue Dog are white. His snout, this line down his snout are going to stay white. And then we're going to start to kind of fill in more of his ears and his face. Now some of these lines that I drew with my Sharpie, if I'm painting over them now, or your pencil lines, don't worry about it because we can bring them back later. They're just kind of there to show us and help us as we paint. So, because I want to go around his eyes, because those are going to be yellow. Okay, I think I'm good on my tints. I use two different types of tints. The lightest version with like a little bit of blue and then adding a little bit more blue to make it slightly darker. And now I'm going to get my regular blue. No mix at all. Ooh, look at that different value. You can really start to see it. Now for this step, I want to kind of blend with my brush. You see how I'm using kind of a soft little brush stroke, and I'm making it kind of curvy to kind of show how he's round and has a belly. Short little brush strokes help to kind of show the texture on his fur too. Texture is another one of our art elements, art smart words that we know and love. Kind of shows how does he feel? Does he feel soft and fluffy? Yes, I think he does. All right, now I'm going to make my shade. So since this is my palette, if you've noticed, I have not even washed my brush yet because I'm just letting all my colors mix together because I'm only really using a monochromatic color scheme. That means one color. So now, ooh, a little black really goes a long, long way. So Notice how I kind of just pull a little bit off to the side, and now I add more blue until I get the shade I like. I want it to look kind of like a navy, not so much a gray. There we go, I'm liking that a lot. Ooh, look at that dark, dark blue. And again, we're just gonna kind of, excuse you, that's my dog as he just sneezed over in the corner. All right, now, let's give him a little shadow in a couple of more places. Do you notice where I'm putting the shadow? On this far side of the light, on down on his belly, kind of inside his paws, where there would be that shadow from their shape. And now let's get inside his ears. There we go. Now, if you want to show maybe a little bit more blending, I'm going to wash my brush and dry it. And then I can kind of go back with some other tints and values, and I can just kind of lightly mix and blend on the edge of that color. See how that just softens them up just a little bit more. My final touches are going to be to add my yellow eyes and a background. So I would pick a color that you think is going to contrast, something different. Since I'm using a darker color for my dog, perhaps a lighter color in my background, or vice versa. If you've got a light colored dog, like you chose to do yellow or orange, I would do maybe a darker background, like green or blue. Okay, my friends, I can't wait to see your art creations as you finish up your blue dogs.